Morning, Steve Fried in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Markets are a little bit higher overnight. We continue to see some follow through buying. Some people link it to short covering as we get to these higher prices than what people expected, especially in the beans. In the U.S., domestic soybean meal basis in the East continues to be firm. Still talk about logistics problems and getting meal from the processors to the end users. We did note in the western part of the country where the soybean harvest is kind of winding down, we're starting to see some of the crushers basis, the beans starting to firm up a little bit. We still have a record crop, but there's some issues going on in getting that record crop to the right place at the right time. We see the November contract, first notice days coming up. You've got pretty strong demand, you've got pretty strong basis levels, so without there'll be very many deliveries on the November contract. Over in the corn, we're just kind of waiting around to see how much more harvest is going to be done and how much moves into the pipeline. Cash basis levels to the crushers are beginning to firm a little bit, but the export basis is very quiet. The trade will be watching future export sales data to see if there's any new demand for the corn on the export side. And on the wheat, we keep inching up a little bit on concern about lower supply out of Russia, and also the fact that we're getting to that point in the crop season where we tend to make some bottoms and start firming up into next year's unknown. Nearby soybean markets kind of in a trading range now between, let's say, $10 and $10.40. Fundamentals suggest going below that price level while we're just watching to see if there's any more buying that puts us through some more stops above the market. Corn basically a 340, maybe 360 type market, and we'll see which way it breaks out of depending upon how much farmer selling we see as the harvest winds down. Wheat market also in a fairly tight range near the higher end of the range, and we'll see which way it wants to break out too. Watching export sales data tomorrow, watching harvest data. U.S. weather's turned colder. This will be the coldest Halloween here in Chicago since 2009. Maybe some rain early next week. A bigger rain event November 4th and 6th for much of the Midwest, and then colder temperatures follow. So it is that time of year in which weather in the United States begins to change to a more colder pattern. As always, these are my thoughts, not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services, and have a safe and profitable trading day.